Hey guys, gals, and MBs. I'm here today with two pedals that I really like together. I was messing with combinations with the Black Fountain with other things, and I find that it really works with the Strymon Dig, at least the version 2 here. I'm sure it would work with the version 1 because there's not too much difference in the sound quality, especially if you update this to the latest firmware. A lot of the things that made the version 1 great are great on the version 2. It's just nice to have the tone control here right on the front of the pedal, which is one of the controls I used the most on the original Dig. It was annoying that it was under a button combination. Yeah, so I tried this with quite a few reverbs, but damn, does it work really well with the Dig. And I was going to just make a quick video about it today and discuss a few things. And yeah, so the first thing I was going to say, the poly end mess, I am going to be sending that back. It's just a little too frustrating to use in my setup, and given how little limited time that I have to actually mess with new things, I've decided to let it go. I kind of need the money versus a pedal that I might only occasionally use. So the Black Fountain has stayed, obviously, because sounds absolutely fantastic. I do need to start getting back into the Zoya and using that because I think that's more powerful than the Mess ever was. And the Mess, while it has really good reverb algorithms, the thing that really annoyed me about it was the fact that a lot of the algorithms just do not have a lot of user control, and the modulation algorithms in it don't sound all that great. The reverbs and the delays do, but the problem with the delays, almost 90% of them do not have feedback controls, which for a delay is really stupid. I hope Polyend will fix that, but like one of my viewers and multiple people have stated, Polyend is kind of notorious for just dropping a product, which is unfortunate. I hope the Mess is not one of them they drop. If they come out with a massive update in the future that fixes a lot of the bugs that I had or individual problems that I had with it, then maybe I'll pick up another one. That said, yeah. So maybe I'll get another Mood Mark II at this point because I really miss that pedal, but the microcosm just does so much as well. So I'll make more videos on the microcosm. Anyway, so I have the Wavestate here. I don't use it quite enough. I'm going to start using it some more, and I'll probably make more videos on how to make patches. But I have a nylon guitar here, and I've been watching the Anne Shirley anime. Ooh, that's a little dirty. It's been the Anne Shirley anime that just came out this year, and it's been fantastic, and I just really like the aesthetic of it. So I've been working on music that kind of has that aesthetic to it for my music projects. So yeah, a nylon guitar works because obviously, I mean, I haven't played a guitar in years, so I don't even remember which end you blow into. So, and here it is. So, and of course I have my launch keys off camera down here. It's like down here, but and it's become one of my favorite MIDI controllers, surprisingly. I really like the feel of it. All right, so that's the sound, and I'm just going to use that to kind of demo how this can sound as one of the most beautiful sounding delay combinations you've probably ever heard. At least I have. So we have the Black Fountain here. We're going to keep it in about these settings. The modulation, depth, and rate for the modulation are going to be here. Feedback is here. This is in tap tempo right now, and we have a subdivision set. Well, I think I have it. Yes, it's in tap tempo because, yeah, so we'll go ahead and just tap in a time here. Yep. All right, I'm thinking of how I want to play that. We want the tone control right around there. We want the grit up a little bit. We need the dry up a bit, and we want the wet down a bit. So it's going to sound like this by itself. Excuse my accidents that I do during playing if I do any today. Yeah, I'm just still working on some songs, so. You have quite a bit of grit, you have quite a bit of modulation. Maybe you want to pull back the feedback just a bit there. And that grit while it sounds overbearing now, once we turn on the dig, it's going to sound absolutely fantastic. So what you want to do on the dig is you want to have this set into ping pong mode. You can do that using the manual, and you want to set the second time to be right up here, which is a, what is it called? It's the phi setting. Oh, why is it not coming to me? The Fibonacci constant one. What is it called? I cannot remember. Either way, just have it up here by this little symbol, which is the, it's the, perfect ratio or whatever it's called. I don't know why it's not coming to me right now, but there it is. So, and then you want the tone control very, very low. You want this in the 12-bit mode. You want the modulation on light. And then you want the mix on both of them right around here. If you have this at 3 o'clock, it's a perfect 50-50 mix, but we don't want it to be exactly a 50-50 mix. Maybe like just a little bit more dry in that. And then we're going to tap in another time here. Just use your instinct for it. Give it a little longer time than obviously your black fountain. So that's a nice long time. Let's hear that by itself. Maybe let's tap that in a little differently. That sounds good. Oh my god, I just thought of it. It's the golden ratio. Damn. Okay, so that's what it sounds like, and now together, this is going to be where the magic shines on this. Of course, I had to mess it up. And the worst thing about messing something up in a delay, it's going to keep going. It's the worst thing about messing up when you use delay as your primary effect in your chain there. At least with like a reverb or something like that, it's going to mush together and then you won't have the mess up just keep haunting you over and over again. That's why generally when I release my music, I don't do a live set of it. I will play it into a DAW and then have the DAW's MIDI control portion play back the instrument, and then I'll record back into it so I can nudge the timings and everything, obviously. You can tell I don't play live. You got to be careful on some instruments because the MIDI feedback, if you accidentally get a MIDI feedback loop, can be real fun. I've actually gotten my Astrolab to crash if you get a MIDI loop going on it. But yeah, so that's the gist of it. That's really a nice combination, the dig and the black fountain. The dig is such a beautiful delay. It's one of the ones that I was really sad to get not have when I started my channel up again after my whole little mental breakdown years, or like it was about a year ago. Yeah, so Absolutely fantastic sounding. The only major problem with the dig is, that's why I have the Black Fountain with it, is the dig cannot get dark at all. It is designed to be an 80s super bright, super crunchy delay, especially in the 12-bit and ADM mode. In the 2496 mode, you do have a little bit of compression. And that actually sounds really gorgeous, right? But yeah. It's really subtle in the 12-bit mode. ADM mode, it's a little less subtle. Let me change an octave. I bet you can hear it on a higher frequency. Yeah, you get a bit of quantization noise in the 12-bit. And then obviously in the 2496, it's just... especially on a plucked sound that you would get out of a guitar, harp, whatever have you. It really sounds good in all the modes. 12-bit mode is fantastic if you're going to use this as a long wash after the fact, like I'm doing here in the golden ratio mode. Now that I remember, God. Alright, let's go down an octave again. But yeah, so even with the tone control all the way down, it's gorgeous, right? But it's still pretty bright, especially compared to what the Black Fountain does. I mean, the tone control is barely down on this, but listen to this. I mean, we turn it up right where it's neutral. It's already quite a dark delay, but yeah, if you turn it like this, it gets really washy. And of course we can add some space to it to make it even washier. Let's try it with the tone control way down on here and a little more repeats, right? That would be gorgeous. That just turns into this beautiful wash at the very end of it. You know, I like reverb a lot, but a really good dark delay can do wonders too, especially if you have a large feedback and it has a lot of character. Obviously, the Black Fountain has a ton of character, but a lot of people don't think the dig is all that special. But it is. It's something, it has the modes that the timeline, it can't do a lot of the timeline, which is really funny because the timeline is supposed to be its, its big brother that can do all of the functions, but it can't. It doesn't have any of the voicings. It doesn't have the 12-bit ADM. Well, it's obviously a 2496 out of the box. That's what the timeline is. It was one of the highest fidelity pedals back in the day. It still holds up, in my opinion, but you don't have the 12-bit in the ADM mode, and you don't have subtle compression and stuff like that you do on the dig. And you obviously can't do ping pong. I mean, you can do pseudo ping pong on the timeline, but it's not the real thing. It doesn't have a combination on the feedback loop where it feeds back part of the signal into the other channel and so forth. It's not real ping pong. You can set some subdivisions in the dual time mode that make it sound like a ping pong. And without calculating the golden ratio, it doesn't have automatic calculation of the golden ratio. That's what makes the dig so special, and it's still one of my favorites for... Of course, I could spend hours with that. And if you got a lot of space going... I haven't tried that. Let's try that. Yeah, so that gets really washy. I like that. That's just gorgeous. And, you know, it sounds good with other instruments too. Let's just try that. Let's do it with like winds. Oh God, no, I didn't want to do that. No, I still hate the interface on this thing. As much as I love the Wavestate, the interface needs a little work. I mean, obviously you can use the editor. So now that I'm in the sample setup, now I can choose winds. We can do 3 flutes. Let me turn. I mean, 3 flutes is based on I think a sample. Like, well, obviously it's a sample. I meant like a tape sample. No, it's a little too good for that. Let's just try flute. No, that's a little too cheesy. Flute. Oh yeah. All right, let's try that. Let's go ahead and turn down the space. With the grid, that sounds gorgeous, and especially with the modulation. Now let's bring in the dig. The way that that decays out is so gorgeous. And I mean, this is what we're starting with. It's literally a mono multi-sample. And then we add the 2, obviously. Messed up there again. Whatever. Yeah, you know. All right. Yeah, so that's kind of it. I mean, oh, it got a little crooked here. Whoopsies. But yeah, so absolutely gorgeous combination. I said this was going to be a short video and it's already 20 minutes. I'm really bad about that. And I even said I wasn't going to make a video this weekend, but I kind of just, you know, got too excited to share crap. And I was playing with this since I've gotten the pedal with combinations. I mean, and I really tried with the Polyan Mess. I spent an entire week every night with it. And as much as it sounded okay in my demo and I felt like I could use it, it's just disappointing, like in the current firmware states, especially with how well that pedal is built. And I kind of hate asking the retailer to take it back, but I don't want to lose that much money on it. I mean, if I have to, I have to, and just suck up the loss on that, but... Because there's nothing wrong with it. Just everything wrong with me. Yeah, so I could spend hours with this combination. And usually, you know, if you've watched my channel for a long time, it's usually a delay into a reverb. I don't usually do delay into delay. I think my last video where I stacked delays was really popular because it is just such a nice thing to do. I think in one of my future videos, maybe I'll stack like 3 delays. I'll just stack the Black Fountain with either the Volante, or the El Capistan, and probably the Dig again. I don't even remember what other delays. Oh, you know what? I need to do a retrospective on the echolocator from Erica, since I originally didn't like that pedal, but I kept it because it kept getting better and better the more that I worked with it and dealt with its limitations and what you could actually do with it. It is a fantastic pedal, I think, and now. Versus when I started, unlike the Polyend, where I just feel like I can't get what I want out of it. So usually I give a pedal a second chance, but it's just not working out. But these, I mean, that's gorgeous. Could do some tone float crap with that. I mean, I could do a cover of Sequence C from Tangerine Dream with a flute and some delays, right? That was a cool song. I mean, if you do this... Whoops. Alright, I don't remember what key that's in, but I'm talking about the opening to Shadow of the Colossus, but that kind of has like a flute thing that starts. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head there. It's been so long since I've listened to the soundtrack. I should get back to it. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. My short video that turned into... I mean, it's short for me. It turned into a much longer video. Yeah, I mean, I still think that on the retrospective of the Polyend mess, I think that it has potential. It's just not there yet with the current firmware. If you really want to sit there and mess with the sequencer, and the sequencer really speaks to you, and you MIDI, I think you can MIDI sync it. I'm not even sure on that one. I'm sure you can. It has to have MIDI sync capability. If it doesn't, that's just insane to me. But you MIDI sync that and you can do some fun things with it. But something like the microcosm, where I was trying to get it to do the things the microcosm did, and I'm just like, I have a microcosm. Why am I being stupid? But, you know, it's still, it's such a letdown because it's so well built. And I just want more products that are just exceptionally, like, it's like boutique quality in the nicest way possible. It just feels so well made, like it's just a perfect enclosure and everything. And those foot switches were fantastic. The software, I just hope they don't cancel the project before they really make it mature, in my opinion. Like I said, down the line, maybe I'll get another mess. But I'm looking again at some Chase Bliss pedals. I should have never gotten rid of my Chase Bliss stash. They do have the Mode C or whatever it is, the reverse pedal is back up for pre-order. I was thinking about that. They also have that new multi-effect pedal. I don't know. A friend of mine that I talk to a lot on Discord wants to get that, and I think she pre-ordered that. I'm like 99% sure she pre-ordered that, but I don't know. It just doesn't. It's cool, but it doesn't really hit the needs that I need. The reverse pedal absolutely does. The Mood Mark II does, and Generation Loss. God, I just missed that. There's nothing really out there that does exactly the Generation Loss sound. You can get there with like a what's it called, the Shallow Water, but that's mono and it's not the same. It doesn't have the signal degradation like I want it. And of course I could do something on the Zoya, but that would involve me sitting down and making the Zoya work for me. I haven't gotten rid of the Zoya. There's still specific things I like to do on the Zoya. It has a granular engine that is absolutely fantastic, and that's why I keep it around. And it's not a disappointment or a buyer's remorse pedal. I still always, like a few weeks into working on a project, I take it out and see if I can use it. And I have used it on a few projects, but yeah. All right, enough rambling. That's the end of this video. If you like my content and you like this video in particular, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I mean, that's kind of what I do this for. Again, nothing is sponsored on my channel, really. I mean, I've had a few sponsored videos in the past, but nothing as of recent have been sponsored. I'm not even monetized. Again, that's why if you want to, there's ways to get rid of ads on my videos. Please do, because YouTube can, things. Yeah, I'm not saying exactly how to go about that, but I just don't use a corporate sponsored blocker, because if it's corporate sponsored, you are the product and they're doing something evil with your data. So just obviously there's open source projects that can get around things, and obviously there's other websites that can get around things with YouTube videos, just saying. But yeah, I give you full permission on my videos in particular. On other creators, don't do this because you don't know how they're making their funds, but I'm not making my money through YouTube revenue. I'm not making any money off of my videos. It's my hobby. So go ahead, get rid of my ads. I know people complain about the ads. I'm not putting those there. I swear I am not putting those there. So yeah, that said, enjoy. And like I said, just subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I just like to see that go up. That's all I care about. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling thing that it makes me feel happy that people are actually watching my content, and maybe I'm helping somebody out there, especially with like stacking delays. It's one of my favorite things, stacking delays and reverbs. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.